This part starts, and Lord Telkacheln is saying, I'd like to buy 2 hours of your time, Senior Edition. And this happens, Lord Telkacheln, Golden Daughter. Lord Telkacheln is designed as the hidden hero. Unlike Phinia, Lord Tel was treated as a villain from the start. Her true colors were only revealed in the later half of the story. The moment they begin to understand realist Lord Tel's loneliness and anguish, players are at a crossroads between Phinia and Lord Tel. But I can't fall for her words right now. If I play this as Lord Tel intends, I'll lose the initiative. And Lord Telkacheln is saying to Roth Taylor, why, you can at least hear me out, can't you? I want to help you out a little. But Roth Taylor says, don't say things you don't mean. And Lord Telkacheln is saying, oh my, Senior, how can you say that about the respect I hold for you? And she comes in front of Roth Taylor, then she says, seeing you is such an inspiration to me. Even under such difficult circumstances, you continue learning. Of course. You, being arrogant and self-centered, is not exactly unheard of. But who cares about that? Please listen to my offer first. I'll give you 3 gold coins as a down payment. You're quite close to Senior Janica these days, right? Can you help me befriend her? And Roth Taylor gets surprised after hearing this, and he is thinking, 3 gold coins, huh? For some, it's a whole month's earnings. But then Roth Taylor asks Lord Telkacheln, does the great Golden Daughter buy connections with money as well? And Lord Telkacheln says, keep it for now. You see, I'm aware that, the more people on my side, the better. And Roth Taylor is thinking, this girl. She intuitively realized this, that she'd be in a political fight with Princess Phinia for the control of the academy, and that she must start gaining allies from now on. Then Roth Taylor says to Lord Telkacheln, sure, let's at least shake hands on that. And Lord Telkacheln is thinking while moving her hand forward, for people who have been wealthy all their lives, a moment of poverty is enough to crush their heart. But surprisingly, for people who face such predictions, chump change tends to become their downfall. They eventually sell their families, their pride, and even themselves for the sake of a gold coin. Preying on the desperate is just that easy and simple. Sadly, that's how it should have been. How amusing. And after this, Roth Taylor leaves from that place. And Roth Taylor is rubbing his teeth, and he is saying, had I gotten that, it might have made things easier for me. Though it is a shame, I can't even imagine the horrors I'd go through if I had gotten stuck between the newbie crusher and Janica. I have to avoid anything that increases the chances of change in the original storyline at all costs. That night, Lord Telkacheln didn't feel humiliated by Ed's clear-cut rejection. Understanding the pros and cons, profit, and self-interest, the perfect businessman doesn't lose any opportunity that comes within their reach. And Lord Telkacheln is saying, oh, I didn't expect to see you here. Ah. So it's you, Lord Tel? You look pretty different with yours hair down. And Roth Taylor tells, on the contrary, it awakened the unrelenting spirit within her to turn Janica Failover into one of her people. And Lord Telkacheln is thinking about the past. You know, there was a big fuss about me using forbidden intermediate magic during the joint combat exercise. Then Lord Telkacheln tells Janica, it's been a while, but I wanted to apologize when I got the chance. And Lord Telkacheln is thinking, I just wanted to see how great the top sophomore student was. And Janica says to Lord Telkacheln, so the wound hasn't healed yet, huh? And Lord Telkacheln is thinking, though I had to pay a big price for it. And Lord Telkacheln laughs and says to Janica, I'm sure it'll heal quickly, don't worry about it too much, Senior Janica. And Lord Telkacheln is thinking, Janica's similar to the main characters in fairy tales. Would it be easier to manipulate her if I used her guilt against her? Then Janica says to Lord Telkacheln, I guess the talk with Ed went well, huh? And Lord Telkacheln gets surprised after hearing this, then she says, what are you suddenly talking about? And Janica says smilingly, I tell them to restrain themselves when it comes to personal matters, but the spirits sure love chatting. I hear most of the conversations around the northern part of the forest, you see. And hearing this, sweat starts falling from Lord Telkacheln's forehead. And she is remembering what she said, can you help me, friend Senior Janica? Though I'm touched by yours willingness to invest gold coins so willingly for me. And Janica goes to Lortel Catcheln and tells her, you know how they say you can't buy sincerity with money. And Lortel Catcheln is remembering, to me, Ed's approach is a bit more moving, you know? Then Janica laughs and says, did I act too smug about myself? It's my first time being a senior, so I might have been boosted a little. This is embarrassing. And Janica is thinking, I'm gonna need to modify my evaluation of her. Then Janica says while leaving, I'll get going now. It takes a lot of preparation to form a contract with a high-ranked spirit, you see. I've been getting a lot more support lately, so I have to work even harder. And Lortel Catcheln is thinking, is Janica failover similar to the main characters in fairy tales? I got that wrong. And Janica is saying, alright, Lortel. A person who's oblivious about the ways of the world? Absolutely not. And Janica tells Lortel Catcheln, I'm sorry about the other day. You were pretty hurt because of me, weren't you? And she is thinking, despite being completely aware of the dark side of the world, then Janica says, I hope you get better soon. And Lortel Catcheln thinks she's a person who maintains her cheerful personality. And Janica leaves from that place. And Lortel Catcheln makes a strange face, then she says, this is hard. But just now. She strangely looked on edge, and after this Janica is saying, I gotta work harder, because it's really nice, when people expect good things from you. And then the scene shifts, and we see Roth Taylor's clothes drying in the bright sunlight. And seeing him, Lucy says it smells. Then she starts blowing all Roth Taylor's clothes in the air with her wind magic. And seeing this Roth Taylor gets scared, and he says, Qua. I just hung them. Then someone says, who's there? And Roth Taylor looks over there and he says, the senior maid of Sylvania's finest dormitory, the Ophilic Hall. Belle Maya. She's the maid who kicked me out. And Roth Taylor says to Belle Maya, you mean this? And Belle Maya is saying, I know you're staying here. Lady Janica talks a lot about you. I didn't realize you were living in this state though. I'm glad to see it's been a good change for you. And Roth Taylor's face falls after listening to Belle Maya's words, then he says, Belle's words fell on deaf ears, and my gaze kept going there. Opheli's Hall's maids are an elite group of women who perform all household chores to perfection, including the feeding the students. Inside that basket must be the finest ingredients that this elite maid gathered from the forest. That's high-grade information on foraging that I can't get from books. Let's see. The event where Belle Maya could impact the main plot. And Belle Maya tells Roth Taylor, you don't need to be so respectful. You can talk down to me as you had while residing in Ophelis. And Roth Taylor says, no thanks. And Belle Maya gets surprised after hearing this. And Roth Taylor further says, how could I talk down to a maid who's always working so hard? And Roth Taylor is thinking, there isn't a single event where Belle Maya had a direct impact on the main plot. And Roth Taylor makes a cute face and says about that basket. And Roth Taylor is thinking, then I guess there shouldn't be a problem with us, extras, becoming friends. And Roth Taylor gets a notification from the system, and it says, you heard about the explanation of various edible berries, mushrooms, and herbs from Belle Maya. Your creation is complete. Your crafting proficiency has increased. Newly finished product, fish farming net, installation. You've tied the net properly, secured it to a branch, and set it up so that it won't collapse in the flowing stream. Your catch might be able to survive for a few days. Crafting difficulty 2 stars. Then Roth Taylor is saying, I have plenty of meat and fish. My dietary needs are almost solved. Then Roth Taylor lights the fire with the help of ignition. Then Roth Taylor gets a notification, fire magic. Ignition, level 10. Wind magic wind blade, level 10. And looking at her, Roth Taylor is saying, I still have only 2 basic spells, but I used them so many damn times that I had reached my aimed proficiency of level IO without even knowing. Then Roth Taylor gets another notification by the system, a newly finished product. Herbal tea. Herbal tea made from the herbs Belle Maya told you it smells good. Crafting difficulty. And Roth Taylor is saying, using it while chopping firewood or cooking increases your survival rate drastically. A proof is that I'm done with my work, and yet the sun hasn't set. If I'm honest, I have to admit I'm having a bit of fun with this. And when Roth Taylor is looking up, he sees a star. But when he looks at it carefully, he becomes a little confused. And that light is coming very fast towards Roth Taylor. And he is saying, right up until now. And when that thing collides, there is a huge explosion at that place. Due to which Roth Taylor falls away. And dust becomes dust at that place. And Roth Taylor is very surprised. What is that thing? And he is saying, what on earth? My precious camp. Then slowly the dust starts clearing. And from within that dust someone says, that just about killed me. And this is Lucy. Roth Taylor gets very surprised after seeing this. Then after this video ends. If you want to see its next part, please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to press the like button. So see you in another video. Till then, bye.